Hi, I'm Jessica. Welcome back to my channel. Jessica's Got This. I do TV reviews. I forgot what I did. TV reviews, movie reviews. I also do a lot of grocery hauls because I have 3 kids and my kids can eat like a football team. I don't know what it is. I have two boys and 1 girl. This video is gonna be quick because I'm getting ready for school, and I'm also trying to catch my side. Let me tell you what happened to me this morning. I got up early. I'm like, I know what time this bus comes, because when this bus comes, I'm outside putting my child on the bus. My youngest one, his bus comes early, so I'm like, yeah, I know what time this bus comes. I'm outside for a good 20-30 minutes. No bus. Why? Because instead of him coming at 8 o'clock, he came at like 7:45 or something like that. Why? And I don't know how I missed this bus. Like, I don't know how. I was literally watching him. So now I'm back in the house. And I thought, well, let me look halfway presentable. I still have to do this hair when I finish with this video real quick, because I was listening to it, but then I stopped, and then I really started watching it. Now, this is about this whole Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, like their interview that they did with Oprah. And it's so funny. I'm still editing my reaction to that. Well, my thoughts and opinions from yesterday morning. I'm still editing that one. I was watching another video on YouTube, I think, and that came about this little interview segment, because I watch a lot of CNN. I love me some Chris Cuomo. Yeah, I said it. And Don Lemon. If you even know who I'm talking about, then you know. I want to do about the whole Andrew Cuomo, but it's like, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, and then I'm just like, should I not? But I'm gonna think about it again. I was thinking about doing it last night, but that's not even why we're here. I feel that I'm gonna be cussing, because I was cussing when I was watching this, and I saw myself yelling at the phone. Megyn Kelly needs to shut the whole entire fuck up. Shut the hell up. Like that, what's his name? Piers Morgan? I hate him regardless. I don't like him. I just don't like him. I don't like how he is. And I'm happy that he decided to walk his big bubble hippopotamus ass and just leave. Good morning, Britain.
And I understand that you don't like Meghan Markle. You've made it so clear a number of times on this program, a number of times. And I understand that you've got a personal relationship with Meghan Markle, or had one, and she cut you off. She's entitled to cut you off if she wants to. Has she said anything about you since she cut you off? I don't think she has, but yet you continue to trash her.
Okay, I'm done with this.
No.
Sorry, no. Sorry.
So, do you know what? That's pathetic.
You can trash me, maybe not mine.
No.
See you later.
I'm being...
Sorry, can't
This
do
is
this.
absolutely diabolical behaviour.
That before she even married homeboy. Like, he was coming for her. My whole thing is, and he's also disgusting. Like the way he talks to the other man. I don't know if he's Arab or Muslim or black, but he's a brown skinned man, and he's just so disrespectful to this man. I don't know what it is, but he's just very rude, and I'm pretty sure he's just rude to anybody, woman or person of color. He's just ugh. But Megyn Kelly, just shut up. Okay, you did the royal wedding. Woo, you want a cookie? You went there, you took coverage of the royal wedding. Like, what do you want? But then you're so like, yeah, she's so great. And, we all wanted her. And, Britain loved her. First of all, I don't even know if Britain did or did not. I don't live there. I don't know. But half the time, you don't know what people go through. Oh, she lived in a palace. Okay, that's what she did. She lived in a palace. And you act like she built the palace. Like she got stocks in that bitch. She don't. She's a regular person that just happened to marry a prince, which is every little girl's dream. Like, have you seen a Disney movie? But my whole thing is, just because you live in a palace or you're rich or whatever the case may be, people go through stuff. And because this woman said that, hey, she felt suicidal because she felt alone in this palace. She felt like she couldn't be herself. She did not like the way tabloids was chasing her. Anybody with common sense, if you feel a certain way, you're gonna feel a certain way. No, you don't know what people went through because you didn't live in her shoes. Granted, first of all, and I stated this in my other video, if you did not know there was racism inside the palace, you was a dumbass. Like, seriously. I'm not saying the whole family is racist. I don't know that. But you don't know what she encountered. And the fact that somebody is talking about what color skin their child is going to be, why does that matter? As long as that child is happy and healthy and everything is right with that little boy, be thankful. But the fact that you're worried about how dark he is going to be, that's a problem. That's a problem right there. She also commented on the whole protection. First of all, why would if the cousins got what Kate and Williams kids got their titles and also got protection, they had like a security team when they came out the house, and I think now they still have a security team, if I'm correct. Why did it have to skip their child? Why Meghan and I know his name, Harry, couldn't have the same, why couldn't they get that same treatment for their son Archie? And I swear they have to be Riverdale fans, because you're not going just out of nowhere and name your child Archie. So I think his whole name has to be Archibald, if I'm correct. Yeah, let's stick with Archie. They have to be Riverdale fans. Ain't no way I'm gonna name a child Archie. Ain't no way. But that's here nor there. But there are people that are crazy that would try to kidnap that child, or there's a lot of messed up people that do evil things. So why are people like, oh my God, and she was in a palace, and oh, she's just so hurt? If somebody say they feel suicidal, you know how many rich people have committed suicide because they felt that they couldn't get an outlet? And for the fact that she told what do they call it? The institution? I don't know why they call it the institution. I have no idea. If somebody knows, please explain to me. I don't know why they call it the institution, but I guess she wanted to get help and they told her no. My thing is, Megyn Kelly and Piers Morgan, y'all just need to shut the fuck up. You don't know what people go through, and then you're talking about how she's complaining because she's in a palace, and how she complained, how they I guess compared COVID to people, and like she was like, yeah, you gotta think about the people that are living there, thinking about people that are hungry. I think Piers Morgan was like, yeah, people that live on cinder blocks. The fuck? Cinder blocks. That she felt like that she was comparing it to like COVID. I'm gonna play a clip. I'm gonna see if I can chop it and put it throughout the video because this is ridiculous. Simple fact is that you tripping. Because and you have to think about the people that live in low income families, that live on cinder blocks. Okay. Before Meghan Markle became, I think she's a duchess. Before she became a duchess, she was on Suits. Now, if you've seen Suits, I think it just ended like a year ago or 2 years ago. I think. First of all, just Google Suits, okay? Google Suits. You can Google Suits, not Google, but go on YouTube, look up Suits, then type in Meghan Markle's Suits, like Meghan Markle's scenes in Suits. It could be any season. Any season. And tell me, do you think she'd ever go back to acting? I think she was in Suits and like two other things. But her acting is trash. Oh my God, I hate her. Like, I don't know, like her acting bothers me. I don't know what it is. But before she was on Suits and her other two little movies, I think the other ones was like Hallmark movies. I don't know. From my knowledge, she's never actually been a lead in shows. She's always like a part of the cast, but never like that main character or that lead. Before that, she didn't have money. Like, it's not like she was rich out the gate. She didn't have money. So, she doesn't know what it feels like to not have money. I think her mom was a single mom, so she didn't know what it meant to, come from a low income family. Like, make it make sense. The only one thing I agree with what Meghan said, and it makes my skin crawl, is that she's about, and I said the same thing, like how Harry was saying that, his family cut him off financially and all he had was money from his mom. I did not know that it was like $15-16 billion. Billion or a million, something like that. You could have just said, my family cut me off and I just used what my mother left me. You could have just said that. You could have just said, my family cut me off. Boom. I need to know nothing else because I'm feeling sorry for you. I'm thinking like, oh my God, this man, he broke and now he got to use Meghan's little spit of Suits money. That was not the case. When he hit me with that, yeah. And then, but I had the money that my mom left me. My inheritance. Damn, you ain't never touched that money? But then Megyn Kelly was saying that, they never had to pay for anything. Why can he take the money out for his son's protection? Why did Britain had to pay for that? Or I guess the security? First of all, no. You be getting a free ride, right? Your brother's kids are able to still have their security and their protection. These kids were getting protected while they were in the womb. And out the womb, they got their own security. Hell no. My child should get that too. I'm just going to be petty about it. And I'm going to keep complaining about it. I understand why they wanted to break free. And I don't know why everyone in the media feels like everyone loved her. Okay, so tabloids is going to chase you off. And I don't think this woman really even heard what Harry was saying. She said she watched the whole 2-hour interview. I skipped pieces. Oh God, I cannot take Oprah like that. But I don't think she really listened to what he was saying.
Let's talk to Megyn Kelly. She hosts the Megyn Kelly Show podcast. And, Megyn, you came over to cover Harry and Meghan's royal wedding for NBC's morning show today. And that was a time when there was universal, I'd say, love and admiration for the couple. But they say it all went downhill from there. And, you know, she has made some pretty explosive accusations and allegations, not just about the royal family, but about the impact that it had on them. Will they get sympathy or criticism over in the States, which loves the royal family? What do they feel about the couple?
I think over here it's breaking down by party. The more conservative-leaning people are against them, and the more liberal people are for them and against the monarchy. So it's sort of the same today as it was yesterday. But I'll tell you, just watching it myself, and I was one of the people on the streets rooting for them, delighted that this was happening, read it was exciting. She was an American. She's a person of color. It looked like the modernization of the British monarchy. The British people adored her. I saw them. I interviewed them. But what I saw tonight was somebody who was totally unself-aware. I mean, completely unaware of how she sounded, right? Like, I wasn't planning on saying anything shocking, except for my husband's racist family almost drove me to suicidal thoughts while I was pregnant with my baby. And by the way, I had no idea what the internet said about Harry. Nobody believes that. And I thought meeting the Queen was going to be just like meeting a celebrity in Los Angeles, like meeting a Kris Jenner, right? Like, nobody believes that. Then she goes on to say, like, I don't believe in any of the grandeur. You know, there's an article already up on the New York Post here in the States saying, this is the person who had Clooney and Oprah at her wedding, even though she didn't even know them, and then covered herself in blood diamonds from the Saudi prince. So, like, spare us that you're not into any of the grandeur. And then while she's spinning this tale about how tough she had it in the castle, how lonely she was in the castle, she's painting herself in sort of these adorations, like, it was incredibly courageous of me to come forward about my depression. And I just love saving things. And it was like, it was just peppered with these compliments of herself while she was making these complaints that will be totally unrelatable to 99% of the people out there.
Yeah, you know what, Megyn? I couldn't have put that better myself. So, but mainly because it's the level of disingenuousness. And Harry also, you know, to a point, I expected all this from Meghan Markle. I could almost have scripted what she was going to do. Mental health, race, all the hot button things were going to be played against the royal family. There'd be no names. They wouldn't name people on that. They just leave it hanging so we could look at all the royal family and the whole palace staff as a bunch of callous racists. And that's exactly what she did. And I expected all that. And I expected all the layers of hypocrisy. Prince Harry is the one that I'm staggered by. As his grandfather lies in hospital, aged 99, entering his 3rd or 4th week now, clearly been very seriously ill, had a heart procedure a few days ago. The Queen must be worried sick about her husband. And the Queen and Prince Philip have worked so hard for 7 decades now to preserve the monarchy. And in 2 hours, Prince Harry has allowed his wife to trash everything that they stand for. I just don't get what he's thinking.
Well, and meanwhile, her implication that somebody in the royal family objected to her having a baby of color could, I mean, right here on the speculation on Twitter is that it was Prince Philip, right? So I don't know who it was, but while the guy's in the hospital, you might want to put like a corral around him and say, I can tell you it's not the suffering 99-year-old. something, right, to like throw the guy a bone. But the other thing about Harry Piers is that his biggest complaint and her biggest complaint was, we were worried about the security. We were worried about the security of our son. Why would they take it away? Why wouldn't they make him a prince? By the way, I care nothing about titles at all. But why wasn't my son a damn prince? Okay, so we're worried about security. And then Harry's saying, all I had was my mother's inheritance. So I looked that up. It's about $15, $16 million. So you're telling the American public, the British public right now, we're supposed to feel sorry for you because you couldn't find a way to pay for your own security when you haven't had to pay for a dime of your own life so far. The British taxpayers have paid for everything.
Exactly.
And
Okay.
now you might have to pay for some
All right, but
security.
Even the refurbishment.
Okay,
Even
Meghan.
the £2.5 million refurbishment
Okay.
of Frogmore Cottage was paid for by us. They eventually paid it back from their Netflix
But
gazillions.
they mention in their interview that they were subject to death threats. And we know that even if Prince Harry took a step away from the royal family, by dint of his birth, he is always going to be
So
a
hire
target.
your own security. If you're not
And
going to do royal
it's
duty.
going to be at risk.
Even the refurbishment.
Okay,
Even
Meghan.
the £2.5 million refurbishment
Okay.
of Frogmore Cottage was paid for by us. They eventually paid it back from their Netflix
But
gazillions.
they mention in their interview that they were subject to death threats. And we know that even if Prince Harry took a step away from the royal family, by dint of his birth, he is always going to be a
So
target.
hire your own security. If you're not
And
going to do royal
it's
duty.
going to be at risk.
If you're not
Why
going to do the
wouldn't
royal
you
duty.
expect? Because
Sorry.
you don't change your birth
Then
when
if
you
you're
step
going to be
away from the royal
commercial
family.
people, pay
So
for it out of
Meghan,
your own
is it
pocket.
not reasonable for them to expect to continue to be protected? Because I think a lot of people will think it is.
Really?
And
They're
will-
earning 100 million from Netflix.
I mean, I wouldn't presume to speak for the palace, right, and how the rules are. But I think as a grown adult, you know what the rules are. And when you are a multimillionaire with all that dough in your pocket, you've never had to pay for anything your entire life, you can shell out a few dollars to protect your child if you're that worried about it. A lot of people have had death threats. I'm sorry to say it's a faction of modern life if you are a famous person. And they're going to have to deal with this. And so far, they seem to be very well ensconced in a very safe place here in California. But if you want your liberty, then you're going to have to pay for it. That's the way life works.
It's
I
really,
think
it's not a difficult thing to work out.
unsympathetic to a couple who were clearly at risk. All they were asking for was to be protected.
Oh, please, you're buying into their ludicrously self-serving narratives, Susanna. I'm sorry.
Hi, so as I was doing this, as I was editing it while I'm waiting for my bus to go back home, I realized I never closed out this video. So I'm sorry about the popping up and just closing it out now, but I wanted to do it correctly. So tell me, how do you feel about this? I know some people really don't care, which that's true. I just find this is, honestly, I find this kind of interesting and somewhat entertaining. Not like their problems and their issues, but like every other person in the media's take on it. And people really show their colors. But anyways, that is it for this video. Comment, like, and subscribe. I might have a Walmart haul because I have to go there. But anyways, that's my little video. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.